Welcome to the shadow frequency, where the veil between this world and the next grows thin, and the things that whisper in the dark are given voice. From the cryptic candlelit studios, deep in the Indiana forests, your host, Matt Wilson, and his spectral producer, Juniper Ravenwood, unearth the forbidden, the forgotten, and the fearsome. So, still your heart, dim the light, and listen closely. For once you tune into the shadow frequency, you may never tune out.
This thing gets heavier every day. Alright, let's see what we've got buried in here tonight. What is this? Looks like a single rifle cartridge, only it's bent? No, wait, half of it's melted like it was caught in a flash of heat but never fired.
Careful with that, Juniper. You remember what happened last time you picked up something that looked like it came from a campfire on Mars?
Oh, please, it's not glowing yet. I'll just set it right here next to the...
And there it goes. You broke the laws of physics again.
Or maybe the laws of physics just broke back. Anyway, what's this photo wedge behind it? There we go. Episode 220. Looks like tonight's case file is stamped Abducted by the Cosmic Hunter.
That's the one. Tonight we're heading deep into the wilderness of Wyoming, where a man named Carl Higdon went hunting for elk and came face to face with something that might have been hunting him.
Missing time, strange beings, and a bullet that stopped mid-air.
Grab your flashlight, folks. It's going to be a cold walk through the Medicine Bow Woods tonight.
This is the shadow frequency.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. Hosted by Matt Wilson. Produced by Juniper Ravenwood. With Chris Beach. The darkness continues.
The Wyoming wilderness, October 1974. A crisp wind cuts through the pines, and Carl Higdon, an oil driller with a rifle slung over his shoulder, steps into the Medicine Bow National Forest, chasing elk. It's a hunt like any other, until it isn't. His bullet freezes midair. A figure, tall, wrong, floating, appears. It calls itself Ausso One, and what happens next drags Carl into a shimmering cube of light, a craft not of this world, where frozen elk and ghostly passengers blur the line between reality and nightmare. Welcome to the Shadow Frequency, episode 220, where we peel back the veil on the Carl Higdon abduction, a case that still hums with unearthly static. I'm Juniper, your guide through the files, and Matt's waiting to crack this one open.
Juniper, you've outdone yourself pulling this one from the cosmic void. I'm already getting chills thinking about that cube floating in the woods.
Right.
Ready to dive in?
Oh, I'm ready, Matt. Let's see how deep this rabbit hole goes. Take it away.
Thanks, Juniper, for digging into that shadowy file cabinet of yours and unearthing this gem. Tonight, we're opening a case that's been whispering through paranormal circles for decades. The Carl Higdon Abduction of 1974. So grab your flashlight, listeners, because we're heading into the cold, dark woods of Wyoming where something, or someone, was waiting. Picture this, October 19th, 1974. Medicine Bow National Forest. Carl Higdon, a 41-year-old oil driller, tough as nails, sets out to hunt elk. It's late afternoon, the sun's dipping low, casting long shadows through the pines. Carl's alone, his boots crunching on frost-kissed ground, his Winchester rifle at the ready. He spots a group of elk in a clearing, raises his gun, aims, and fires. The bullet leaves the barrel, and then it stops. Not drops, not ricochets, stops, mid-air, like time itself hit the brakes. It hovers, glinting in the fading light, before dropping to the ground like a discarded toy. Carl's heart's pounding now. He's no stranger to the outdoors, but this is wrong. Before he can process it, a low hum fills the air, like a tuning fork struck deep in the earth. He turns, and there it is. A figure tall, over 6 feet, humanoid, but off. It's wearing a black jumpsuit that seems to shimmer, like it's woven from liquid shadow. Its face? That's hard to pin down. Big eyes, no mouth, a head that's too smooth, too perfect, and it's floating just an inch or two above the ground, like gravity's an afterthought. This thing, calling itself Ausso One, doesn't speak out loud. Its voice slithers into Carl's mind, calm but commanding.
Come with me.
Carl's legs move before he agrees, drawn toward a transparent cube, maybe 15 feet across, shimmering like glass under a strobe light. He steps inside, and the world vanishes. Inside the cube, it's no cockpit, it's a chamber. No seats, no controls, just a soft, sourceless light. Carl sees 5 figures, human-like but lifeless, their eyes blank, their bodies stiff, like mannequins caught in a trance. And then there are the elk, those same elk he was hunting, suspended in glowing columns, frozen, their eyes wide with something like fear. Ausso One gestures, and Carl feels his body lock up, not paralyzed, but held, like he's a specimen under glass. The cube hums, vibrates, and suddenly they're moving. Not flying, not exactly, but shifting. Carl glimpses stars, a planet that's not Earth, a tower of light piercing a black sky. Ausso One's voice echoes in his skull.
You are not ready.
And then, blackout. Hours later, Carl's found miles from where he started, slumped in his truck, which is impossibly wedged in a ravine no vehicle could have reached. He's disoriented, muttering about lights and voices. His rifle's gone. His body bears strange marks, burn like welts, geometric, precise. And here's where it gets weirder. Medical scans later show old injuries, like a scarred lung from years of smoking, completely healed. His wife swears he was coughing the day before. Now, clear as a bell. But the creepiest detail? In his pocket, they find fibers, metallic, unidentifiable, not from any clothing he owns. The FBI takes an interest, but their files on the case, sealed, or so the rumors go. Under hypnosis, Carl recalls more, Ausso One saying they were testing him, studying humans, collecting animals. For what? He never says. This case doesn't just stop at Carl. His story aligns with others. Disappearances in remote areas, people vanishing in national forests, only to return with fragmented memories of lights, beings, and time that doesn't add up. Is this the missing 411 phenomenon before it had a name? Were Ausso One and his cube part of something bigger, something watching us from the edges of our world? That image of those elk, frozen in light, staring out like they knew, it's going to haunt me, Juniper. What do you make of this?
Matt, I'm stuck on that cube. Transparent, no controls, just existing. It's like Carl stepped into a crack in reality.
Yeah.
What's next?
Let's take a breath, then dive deeper. Over to you, Juniper.
Well, listeners, if that didn't make your skin crawl, I don't know what will. Carl Higdon's story is like a splinter in your mind. Those elk, that cube, Ausso One's voice in his head. What's waiting in the second half? More on the global patterns, the missing 411 connection, and a twist that'll make you question everything. I'm dying to know what you're thinking. Hit us up at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. But first, let's check in with Chris Beach for a quick word.
Thanks, Juniper. And hey, don't forget, if you're enjoying the show, give us a like and subscribe. You can follow the Shadow Frequency on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and of course, all the major podcast directories. Want more? head over to shadowfrequencypodcast.com, where you'll find every episode, our brand new shadow blog with companion articles, and our merch store with some eerie cool swag. Plus, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a voicemail right on the site and let us know where you're listening from. We might feature your message in an upcoming episode. And if you'd like to support the show, you can even buy us a coffee. Every bit helps keep the shadows whispering. Back to you, Juniper.
All right, time to fire up the Spectral Cosmic Message Materializer. Flipping the switches now. And look at that, a faint glow is pulsing through the ether. A message caught in the static drifting our way.
Message retrieved from the void.
Let's crack it open and see what one of you shadowy listeners has to say. Here's a gem from Marcy in Vermont. Says, hey, Matt and Juniper, long-time listener, first-time emailer. I catch the shadow frequency on Pandora during my late-night painting sessions and on YouTube when I need something spooky but smart to keep me company. Your deep dive last month about the mill race monster had me pulling out old town maps and flashlight proofing the shed just in case. I love how you mix real research with the creepy theatrical bits. Juniper's file cabinet riff always makes me smell white coffee. Keep hunting the strange. You've got another listener waiting with popcorn and a notepad. Marcy in Vermont. Aw. Marcy, you're our kind of people, painting under the moonlight, chasing monsters with maps and flashlights. That mill race episode had us double-checking our locks, too. Thanks for the love, and keep those messages coming to shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. All right, Matt, take us back into the abyss.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. The darkness continues.
Welcome back, listeners, to the eerie hum of the shadow frequency. We're diving deeper into Carl Higdon's 1974 Abduction, and trust me, the strangeness only thickens from here. When Carl was found in that ravine, his truck stuck like it was dropped from the sky. He wasn't just disoriented, he was changed. Those welts on his skin, geometric and precise, didn't fade for weeks. The fibers in his pocket? Lab tests couldn't match them to any known material. Too smooth, too strong, like they were spun from something beyond our periodic table. And then there's the hypnosis sessions. Under trance, Carl described Ausso One's world, a planet bathed in violet light, with towers that pulsed like they were alive. He said the beings were collecting animals, people, even time itself. For what? Ausso One only said, "You'll know when you're ready." Now let's talk patterns. Carl's case isn't a one-off. In 1974, Wyoming wasn't just a hotspot for UFO sightings, it was a magnet for vanishings. Hikers, hunters, loggers, people stepping into the wilderness and never coming back. Decades later, David Paulides' Missing 411 project cataloged hundreds of these cases. People disappearing in national parks, often near water or granite, sometimes found miles away with no memory of how they got there. Like Carl, some returnees report lights, voices, or a sense of lost time. Others, they're never seen again. Take Dennis Martin, a 6-year-old who vanished in Great Smoky Mountains National Park in 1969. Search teams scoured the area for weeks. Nothing. But a ranger reported a shimmering shape in the woods the day Dennis disappeared. Coincidence? Or what about the 1980s case of a Montana hunter found 15 miles from his camp, barefoot, with no memory of the journey? His rifle, like Carl's, was gone. But here's where we pause for a moment of clarity. Could there be another explanation? Skeptics point to psychological factors, stress, isolation, even a Fayouche state. Carl was a hard-working guy, maybe overworked, alone in the woods. The mind can play tricks, a hallucination, a vivid dream triggered by exhaustion or altitude. The bullet slowing down? Maybe a trick of light or memory distortion.
What?
The welts? An allergic reaction to something in the forest. It's possible Carl's story, as chilling as it is, was his brain weaving a narrative to explain a traumatic blank. But then you hit the hard stuff, the healed lung, the unidentifiable fibers, the truck in that impossible ravine, and the patterns. Too many people, across too many years, with stories that echo Carl's. If it's not aliens, then what? A dimensional glitch? A government experiment gone rogue, testing perception or reality itself? Or are we dealing with something older, something that's been hunting the edges of our world since before we had words for it? Carl himself never wavered. Until his death, he swore Ausso One was real, that the cube took him somewhere else, somewhere we're not supposed to see. And maybe the scariest part? He said Ausso One promised to come back. Juniper, I can't shake that line. You'll know when you're ready. It's like we're all just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Thoughts?
You know, man, I'm half expecting to see a cube outside my window tonight.
Yeah.
But that skepticism bit, could Carl's mind really have cooked this up? I'm not sure I buy that.
Fair point. Let's wrap this up, Juniper. Take us home.
Well, listeners, that's episode 220 of The Shadow Frequency, where Carl Higdon's abduction left us staring into the void of the Wyoming woods. And maybe something much darker. From floating hunters to missing hikers, this case is a thread in a tapestry we're still unraveling. Thanks for joining us on this eerie ride. Want to share your thoughts or maybe your own brush with the unknown? Drop us a line at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. And you can find us, of course, all over the place: Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, Pandora, all the podcast directories. And, of course, our website, shadowfrequencypodcast.com. Matt, you want to say goodnight?
Night, listeners. Watch the skies.
And keep your flashlights close until next time. Stay strange out there.
This episode was conjured with a solemn vow to explore the unexplained while remaining bound to the truths that have been unearthed. All interpretations are speculative and offered only for your enlightenment and your entertainment.